Buying a HDB at this point in time will mean that you are potentially buying at a record high. So the big question is, will your HDB still increase in value as it ages? Hello everyone, I'm Vivian and welcome back to my channel. To understand this, we will have to go all the way back to the last peak in 2013. To ensure affordability in HDB homes and dampen speculative buying, our government introduced a series of cooling measures. This resulted in the overall HDB prices to tumble for the next 9 quarters and reach its lowest in 2019. Shortly after, due to the pandemic causing a lack of supply and longer waiting time for BTOs, prices started to climb and recover fully in Q3 of 2021. Since then, many record-breaking transactions were recorded, such as 5-room HDB in Henderson Road at $1.4 million and multiple first $1 million HDBs in the Heartland estates. The truth is, even if the HDB you are looking at is not a $1 million one, you may have noticed that the seller's asking price sometimes may not be justifiable based on past transactions, and yet many people are still rushing in to buy. So, if this is you, how do you determine if your HDB purchase is a safe one? To explain this, I'm going to lay out HDBs of different age groups in Ang-Mo-Kio as case studies. Here are some of the oldest HDB above 30 years old which I have picked at random. We can see that in general, the prices have not recovered fully despite the upturn market and are barely breaking even. Diving deeper into 521 Ang-Mo-Kio, which is now 43 years old. The highest transacted back then in July 2013 was $790,000. Today, the highest transacted is $700,000, a significant difference of $90,000. Now let's take a look at a 5-room HDBs between 15 to 20 years old. On average, we can see that the prices have increased around 10.8%. In 316A Ang-Mo-Kio, we can see that the highest recorded back in 2013 was $793,000. Today, a similar floor level transacted as high as $868,000, an increase of $75,000 over 9 years. Similar trend was spotted in 596A Ang-Mo-Kio with prices in 2013 from $830,000 to current $945,000, an increase of $115,000 over 9 years. Lastly, we have the last age group, which is the 10 to 15 years old HDB. We can see that there is a steeper increase in prices for newer HDBs around this age group, with the highest recorded over 20% growth, and that is 588B. In 2017, the lowest transacted at $780,000. Today, it has recorded over $1.1 million. Based on the case studies we have seen earlier, it does show that newer HDBs tend to hold its value better as compared to the older HDBs. And there are still some that were not able to recover its prices despite a bullish market. Now, does that mean that HDBs that are younger in age will always hold its prices better than the older HDBs? Well, it really depends. Take a look at this particular block at 121 Potong Pasir Avenue 1, a 38 years old HDB where prices went from highest $855,000 to over $1.12 million. A similar trend was also spotted in 856D Tampines Street 82, which is a 27-year-old HDB. During the last peak, the price recorded $738,000, and today it has broke its record of over $1 million. The key reason why this is happening is because of the rarity in EAs and EMs. Since 1995, the government has put a stop to the production of EMs and EAs. Hence, big families have no choice but to settle on older homes despite having to pay a premium for this. Another example is this particular block in Punggol, which is now 17 years old. In its peak, a unit here transacted at $650,000 at 7 years of age. In February 2021, a similar floor unit sold for $500,000. This means there was a loss of $150,000 over 8 years. Even though this HDB block is a relatively young one, prices will not able to appreciate. This is because Punggol is a young HDB estate where it is very common to see multiple HDB blocks MOP at around the same time and sometimes in a short span of months, resulting in a high supply of flats entering the resale market. When buyers have so much choices, it is not easy to maintain its prices, causing the older HDBs to compromise in prices in order to stay competitive. Lastly, there is also another HDB estate which I want to talk about, and that is in Bukit Batok. This is Goodview Garden. The HDB flats here MOP between 2009 to 2010. Although this cluster is surrounded by a lot of HDBs, those were actually built in the 80s. Zooming into Block 387 Bukit Batok West Avenue 5, we can clearly see that the prices of the 5-room HDBs here have recovered and in fact are transacting higher than 2013, the last market peak. Therefore, if you are a buyer who is looking at a high supply area, not only should you look at the past transactions to determine the fair market value, do be aware and research in your surroundings as well. In mature estates such as Ang Mo Kio, these areas could actually be safer to enter and are less likely to be affected by new MOP blocks due to a big age gap between different clusters. If you are an owner who belongs to a high supply HDB estate such as Punggol, my advice for you is to take advantage of the current bullish market, sell and swap for a better performing property. Do reach out to me if you require any professional advice. And remember to like and subscribe to my videos so that you do not miss out on future episodes, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye!